He'd been flying for years, you know, and he'd work on planes and stuff, you know. He was, I'd say he was one of the most safest, most brilliant guys to fly.
Sometimes these things happen to even the greatest pilot. He was speaking of his 73-year-old friend Robert Clow that was in this crash. We're going to be going over the NTSB Final Report from February 5th, 2020. There was 2 on board. This was the aircraft here, a 1949 Cessna 140A. November 9474 Alpha was the tail number. And this is the analysis. The pilot performed an uneventful cross-country flight to take the passenger to a business meeting. He intended to complete the trip during the day. As they made their final stop, they fueled up with approximately 20 gallons of aviation fuel and departed at 17:02. The airplane flew northbound, headed for about an hour, varying its altitude between 2,000 and 3,000 mean sea level, and continued toward the home airport. When it was about 1.5 nautical miles away from the runway, it turned slightly to the right, consistent with a straight-in approach. It descended gradually, and track was lost about 0.75 nautical miles from the approach end of the runway. The plane impacted a tree with its left wing and then continued about 300 feet before coming to rest inverted between 2 trees. And this happened 39 minutes after sunset. So, you know, maybe that has something to do with it. This is how it ended up here. You can see the ground scarring came in with a lot of energy, probably lost the wing there. Hard to say what happened after it hit the tree, what the flight looked like, because there's the trees there about 50 feet high. And you can see the damage. And then again, that big ground scarring. And then here's a closer look here at the aircraft. Not much left to see. A witness near the accident site reported that he was working on his ranch when the daylight started to fade. He estimated that it was around dusk when he heard a loud bang. He looked toward the noise and saw the airplane for about 3 seconds before he heard another bang. So I guess it hit the tree and then it hit the ground, followed by silence. Prior to that, he heard airplane engine and noticed that it wasn't making any unusual sounds. The post-accident examination of the airframe and engine revealed no evidence of mechanical malfunctions. Reports say that the fact that the pilot did not want to fly at night indicated some apprehension on his part, and his night flying experience could not be determined. It is possible that they were distracted by the nighttime and the sun setting. It happened at this Columbia airport in California, and you can see the trees and the open fields around the airport. Here's pilot information. 73-year-old male Robert Clow. His friend was Robert Perriott, 71 years old. He had 2,500 hours of flight time. Weather recorded at the airport at 17:55 was 10 miles of visibility and clear skies. Sunset occurred at 17:29, and the plane crashed shortly after 1800. The investigation was unable to determine the pilot's total and recent flight time, including flight time at night. The probable cause is the pilot's failure to maintain clearance from trees during the approach for landing. And although this happened almost 3 years ago, it's good to revisit not only the crash for the lessons to learn, but also the pilots as well to remember them. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time.